Hey parents, we are continuing our series in Hebrews tomorrow night. We're going to be in Hebrews chapter 9. Last week we talked about how Jesus as our high priest stood in the gap and died the death that we deserve for our sin, so that we don't have to continue to try to do enough good to measure up, because Jesus did that for us. This week we're going to take another aspect of that same coin and looking at the gospel and look at the fact that Jesus in his death and his sacrifice for us was the perfect atonement for our sin. So we looked at all of our good stuff and how we can never do enough good to measure up. This week we're going to look at all of our sin and say there's still nothing that we can do that God cannot forgive us for if we will lean into the sacrifice of Jesus and give our lives over to him. And so I'm excited to dive into that tomorrow night. It's going to be a good night with your students, I hope. And so when you continue the conversation at home, I would encourage you to ask your student this. Man, when you hear about the love that God has for you and the fact that he would send his son to die the death that you deserve, to forgive you of all of your sin, what does that make you want to do? Because that's the thing, like our hearing of the gospel should drive us toward a response to God. And depending on where your student is in their faith journey, that could be a lot of different things. It may say something like, I want to get to know him more. I want to spend more time with him. Some might say it makes me want to worship him. Some might say it makes me want to serve him. Some might say it makes me want to tell other people about this love. Like whatever it is, just have that conversation. It's a simple question, but I think it'd be really beneficial for you and your student to talk through, man, what do we do with this gospel after we've responded to it? And so I hope that's really fruitful for you. Just so you're aware, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to have some fun with that, play a game, give away some stuff, all that kind of jazz. Make sure everybody's wearing the green, of course. And also, I told our students last couple of weeks, but I want you to be aware as well. You've probably heard for Easter services, we're going to actually be adding an Easter service on Saturday night at 6. And we need students from FSM to actually serve and fellowship kids so that those that serve there on Sunday actually have a chance to come to service and worship together. And so I've called our students to do that, but just remind them to get signed up for that, or to reach out to me and let me know that they want to help, because we need a lot of hands on deck for that one to be able to follow through with that, do what we need to do, and make that service a success. So we're leaning on them, asking them to step into that gap, and I know that they'll step up. So we're looking forward to having a lot of fun tomorrow night before we break for spring break. So praying for you guys. Look forward to seeing your students.